calendar and the business at hand.
No! To the vote! To the vote! To the vote! To the vote! To the vote!
Gentlemen, please, I have the floor. I have the floor. Your attention, please. We all want to vote, and we shall. But first things first. On the agenda, we have government spending for the coming fiscal year as set forth by the Minister of Finance, who has yet to be heard, my dear colleagues. All other issues are secondary and out of place. A sound economy is synonymous with good government.
To the vote. For the vote. To the vote.
But by the knowledge acquired through peaceful experience. The quiet breathing that allows for pondering.
The man at his side is Quintino Sella, future Italian Minister of Finance.
Oh, what is
this? Be equal to our credit and credibility, sustained by peace of mind and an appeased stomach.
Music was inevitable, inescapable. It had to re-enter his life. It was his life.
Thank you. Thank you.
You had no trouble getting here?
Well, let's say I'm here and let it go at that.
Here he is now.
Maestro?
A visitor from St. Petersburg, Monsieur Achilles de Tambelik.
Ah.
The son, of course, of the great tenor Tambelik. A most sympathetic and patient young man.
And very clever. I see he's already attacked the rear guard.
Oh, no. I could never dare call Madame the rear guard. I'd rather say the heart of the fortress.
Good for you.
Well said. No, I'm fine.
The Russian Imperial Theater of St. Petersburg, where the tenor Enrico Tamberlik acted as artistic advisor, had been asking that Verdi write a new opera for them.
So, your father wants me to write an opera for St. Petersburg, eh?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm too busy here being a deputy in Parliament.
Oh, Signor Maestro, the sittings in that chamber must be so long, so boring.
Well, one can't write music during a sitting. Though it happened to me today, they were shouting, "To the vote!" So I put the vote to music.
I can hear it already. 3 voices for tenor, bass, and baritone.
It's 25 below zero in St. Petersburg.
Yesterday in a fur store under the porticos, I saw a fur that was simply made to order.
Oh, no doubt it'll be a fine thing for a lady to wear a beautiful fur coat to keep herself warm.
Oh, so men in Russia wear fur coats?
Oh?
I do.
An otter coat. There's not much that's warmer than that.
As you can see, monsieur, Madame's already decided to go to St. Petersburg.
Oh, you...
No?
Oh, Verdi, you're being unkind. You know I'm not like that.
No. No. I think it would be very difficult. First of all, to write an opera, I would need a subject. And at the moment, I don't have a subject that suits me. No. But going to Russia will be very, very difficult indeed. More than difficult. Impossible.
Verdi went to Russia, and for the Russians, he wrote La Forza del Destino on a libretto by Piave. The opera was given at the Imperial Theater, St. Petersburg on November 10th, 1862.
Хватит, это невозможно слушать. Баста! Надоели итальянские музыканты. Да здравствует Вагнер, это не Достаточно. Надоело, убирайтесь.
Good evening, Signora.
Oh, Maria.
How did it go, Signora?
Oh, it was splendid. Really splendid. Happy to be in Russia, Maria?
If the maestro and you are, then I am too.
Well, young Tamberlik was right when he said, furs keep you warm.
Tamberlik.
Hmm?
No, it's just that Tamberlik was telling me about the so-called German school. You know, those who whistled.
Ah, yes, just 4 hotheads. It's been a success.
Oh, no doubt about that.
I was just with the porter to send a telegram to Clara Maffei. I promised her, you know, about the result of the evening.
And Paris, you telegraphed?
Yes, just a few words. Very good performance. Excellent production. Splendid success.
It's the truth, Verdi.
Yeah. Strange, isn't it? Here in Russia, you don't notice the cold at all. Not even a bit.
Oh, I'd say all you notice is the heat. Yes, indoors it's much too hot. Here in St. Petersburg, has anything of Wagner's been shown?
Oh, Lohengrin, if I'm not mistaken. The Russians often go to Germany, you know to Baden and Munich. And naturally, they're in Germany. They're likely to perform Wagner, aren't they?
The truth is that in Paris, his Tannhäuser was a total fiasco.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Are you going to bed?
No, I'll drop a line to DeSantis. Let him know of the
yes.
success. Then off to bed. Good night.
This was the first time that Giuseppina and Verdi went to such trouble to spread the news of an opera's success.
The opera went very well, despite the disgruntled jeering of the so-called Teutonic sympathizers who sustained that Wagner's operas are the best.
Signora.
Oh, thank you, Maria. I'll undress myself. You go to bed.
Thank you, Signora. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Maestro.
Good night.
Verdi. The fiasco of La Traviata hadn't affected him at all, but tonight a few scattered boos have distressed him. At the premiere of La Traviata, the whistles and catcalls were addressed to the opera. The few jeers in St. Petersburg were for him. Verdi is 50. He has been in the theater for half his life. La Forza del Destino is his 22nd opera. Most of them have been successes, often sensational triumphs. Now Verdi is virtually the symbol of Italy, a member of parliament, laden with honors, decorations. Here in Russia, he's been given another by the Tsar. He is rich, a landowner of vast estates. He travels like a prince, accompanied by 2 servants from St. Agatha. Is he growing old? Is his inspiration drying up with age? He refuses to believe that. His head is full of music, now more than ever. Perhaps it's his music that's aged. He composes now with the same enthusiasm he had in his youth, with the same extraordinary wealth of ideas. Perhaps there are too many ideas, too many melodies. Excess. Just too much of everything. There's no doubt that La Forza del Destino is just too crammed with things. Monks, soldiers, gypsies, armies. A vast, colorful fresco, camp followers, students, beggars, and it's all there in the music like an immense fair, a carnival. The simplicity, the stark economy of Rigoletto is a thing of the past. In Rigoletto, with a few chords and some humming voices, he created the sensation of a storm. But it's impossible to go back. He can't. He mustn't. Time flows, things change, and Verdi has changed too. The Verdi of today, overwhelmingly successful, cannot possibly be the pale, gaunt youth of his earlier days. He senses it, but can do little except go to bed.